Welcome to Gerald Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content in sports, politics, and entertainment. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't noticed by now, government has increased its foothold on American lives. Enter NIL, name, image, and likeness, where college athletes can profit from a university's use of an athlete's name, image, or likeness. This was first instituted in 2021. Prior to this, universities were profiting off the athlete, while the athlete received little to nothing. The most the athlete would receive would be a 4-year scholarship and room and board. Anything beyond this would and could be sanctioned by the NCAA. Ramifications could lead up to the NCAA penalizing a university by taking away scholarships or disqualifying the university's team from any victories earned. But though the punishment didn't affect the student directly, they were punished through the court of public opinion. Now, since NIL has become a boon for student athletes, it appears the government wants to step in. Now, this push for regulations against the NIL has come from former University of Alabama football coach Nick Saban. He wasn't a fan of NIL because he believes that it's transforming college football into a system where success is determined by who can pay the most rather than by on-field performance and program development. Now, this sounds fair, but Saban was also against the transfer portal, which allowed student athletes to transfer to other schools with much more ease. And before this, the athletes had to go through a lot of red tape, which was a huge advantage to the university. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, he reportedly complained to President Trump about NIL, who was in Tuscaloosa to deliver the University of Alabama's commencement address, and he believed that the system has damaged college sports. Now, to be fair, the coach didn't propose eliminating NIL, but instead reforming it to address an allegedly uneven playing field. Trump reportedly said he agreed with Saban and would look at drafting an executive order directing aides to begin studying what such an order would say. Now, we're not sure what an executive order would look like or how the NCAA, university, or the legal system may react. The White House does not formally oversee college athletics, so an executive order would usually bear little weight. But a directive from Trump to either limit NIL payments or strike them down altogether would draw attention. Now, based on past actions by Trump, he could threaten to pull federal funding from schools if they don't comply. And he's done this to universities that didn't comply with the government restrictions on diversity programs and transgender policies. Now, let me give you my thoughts. First on Nick Saban. Nick, you're being hypocritical. You done made millions off of the backs of student athletes at Alabama, and it's not even up for debate. So now because the athlete has the freedom to leave your school and makes more money is an issue? Nick, help me understand. Now, how many coaches have left universities to make more money at other universities and don't have to worry about any red tape? And how many student athletes were recruited by a coach only for that said coach to leave the university, thus alienating the student athlete? You weren't complaining then. And let's keep it a buck. If everyone were leaving schools to go to Alabama, you wouldn't have had any issues with NIL. And now for Trump. You have touted yourself as the greatest business person ever. So why would you do anything to limit the business deals students are negotiating for themselves with the NIL? You've benefited from the free market. Why not these athletes? And also, since we're talking about potentially limiting what someone can make, which is totally against our capitalistic system, are you going to create executive orders to limit the money entertainers make? or CEOs possibly. I thought we were about free enterprise. In closing, this isn't a partisan issue. It isn't about Republican versus Democrat versus independent. The notion that the government may be able to restrict the ability of a student athlete to earn whatever someone will pay them creates a horrendous double standard. If you want to level the playing field, do it with these leaders of these Fortune 500 companies. And let's see how that will shake out. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Gerald Khalil. I'll see you in the next one.